if your goal is to have an alcohol-free day, an AF day, a full 24 hours without consuming any alcohol, and you're struggling to do that, this is for you. So what happens is in the morning, this is typically what happens that I see over and over, is in the morning you have a good intention that you're going to go the rest of the day without drinking, and then you're going to go to bed, and then you wake up and you be like, I did it. And it all sounds great, right, when we play it out like that. But what happens more often than not is that you'll go through the day and it will be fine, and then it will be 4 or 5 o'clock, or you're getting off work, or it's just that time of day when you would typically be looking forward to opening your wine or your beer and pouring a drink, and then into the rest of the evening as you typically and traditionally have done, and like your body and your mind have a really well-worn groove about how that goes for you. It's like you expect it on a cellular level almost, because if it's become so habitual for so long, your body understands it. It does it almost automatically, which is why there's a really strong pull and a really strong desire at that time to then do it. Even though earlier in the day you had more willpower, you had a different train of thought going on, and it seems like, okay, today is going to be a little different. And so here's my tip for you today. So, and then at that time, what happens is that people feel tortured because they really want to have the drink, but then they just can't stop thinking about it. And it seems like the best way to make that madness go away is just to do it and be done with it and not have to go through that mental torture, because it feels like mental torture, and it's awful. No, none of us like that. And so here's what I recommend. Try this on. So the next time you are committing to having an AF day, and that's a really important word, commitment, right? Because you can be kind of half-ass about it, like, I want it, but we'll see how I feel when I get there. We'll see how it goes. That's commitment to drinking. That's a commitment to having it be the same. A commitment to having it be different is committing in the beginning, staying in the middle, committing in the middle, seeing it through to the end, and following through on a commitment. And I know how this goes because I did it with myself forever and ever. I would commit in the morning, but then I knew that I was gonna sing a different tune around 5. I just knew. And I knew that I would, and I was like, well, that's the way it is. That's the way I am. But if you want it to be different and you want to have an alcohol-free day, there's lots of things you can do, but here's one of them. So instead of trying to not think about drinking, I'm not gonna think about drinking, I'm not gonna do it, I'm not gonna think about drinking, all your mind hears is drinking, wine, alcohol. Your mind does not work in negation. So trying to not think about something just exacerbates the thinking about something. I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do that. All your mind hears is that thing, and then it just creates more momentum and drive to do the thing, to have the drink. Here's what you can do instead. Flip that around. So instead of trying to not think about drinking, think about not drinking. Here's what I mean. So instead of not thinking about drinking, that's just thinking about drinking. Think about not drinking, and here's the difference. Think about not drinking. So when you're in that day, right, when you're in your AF day, and like you move yourself forward into the very near future when you might typically be drinking, think about not drinking. And what does not drinking looks like? It looks like doing something else. It looks like having a different kind of drink. It looks like doing a different kind of activity, going outside, changing the environment, doing something different than you normally would. Visualize yourself doing that first, beforehand, before you get to that moment in time where it's going to be make or break time. Play it out in your mind, do a mental rehearsal. Athletes and actors and all sorts of professional and expert type people do this, speakers. Visualize the event happening. See yourself not drinking. See yourself driving past the liquor store. See yourself maybe not even going to that store that day if you're new at this and you're just getting your feet wet with having AF days. Set yourself up for success, and a really great way to do that is to visualize and see yourself thinking about not drinking. Not thinking about drinking. Think about not drinking. What does that feel like? How exciting would that be if you made it from that like 5 to 9 p.m. time? What are you gonna do instead? Think about that and like let that be exciting for you instead of torturous and painful and focusing on what you're not having. What else is possible? What else might you get to do with that time? Do you play an instrument? Do you have kids or other people you want to hang out with? Do you want to work on a project? So many things that you could be doing. So focus on those things, the alternatives. What does not drinking look like? It looks like doing all this other stuff. So pick one thing that you're going to do later in the day when you would normally drink and get excited about that and focus your attention there, and it will drive you more in that direction. It definitely takes practice. It takes practice, but if you don't practice and if you don't get over that hump, then when's it going to happen? You know, let today be the day. Even let today be the day and commit all the way through and think about not drinking. Ooh, and like, what does that conjure up for you? And what else is possible? And how can you get excited about the not drinking instead of focusing on drinking and thinking about not thinking about drinking? What does not drinking? What is not drinking? Like, ooh, different, right? Because different is exciting. If you've been drinking for a long time, not drinking gets to be very exciting. It's a whole world of newness. So try that on and let me know how it goes for you. If you do it, let me know in the comments what you think and how you felt about it. I'd love to hear back from you.